The phrase drinking the Kool-Aid describes a person who has developed an extreme and unquestioned belief in an idea, cause, or purpose. But have you ever wondered where the phrase originated? In 1955, Reverend Jim Jones founded a new religious organization most commonly known as the People's Temple. In the beginning, Jones preached about Christianity and racial equality, but deep down, Jones had an ulterior motive. Beneath the facade, Jones was an atheist and a communist. He believed being born in capitalist America was a sin, and that the People's Temple was the path to forgiveness, and anyone enlightened by his socialist revolution would be saved. In 1974, Jones sent 500 people to Guyana to begin the construction of Jonestown. Touted as a socialist paradise, devout followers viewed Jonestown as the promised land. In time, people began to question Jones and the legitimacy of his sermons. As allegations of abuse, blackmail, and forced drugging surfaced, the police placed Jones under a watchful eye. By the summer of 1977, the threat of the investigation grew too strong. To escape, Jones and hundreds of his followers fled to Jonestown. Once in Jonestown, things got worse. Jones, who studied Hitler and other cult leaders, continued brainwashing temple members with Soviet propaganda films and documentaries on American social problems. Members were often prohibited from leaving Jonestown, and those who tried to escape were commonly punished. Some who were able to escape returned to the U.S. and reported the human rights violations in Jonestown. These complaints led U.S. Congressman Leo Ryan, the media, and concerned family members to visit Jonestown to investigate. During their visit, more than a dozen residents asked Ryan to help them leave Jonestown, and upon hearing this news, Jones became visibly upset.
But if it's so damn bad, why is he leaving his son here?
He was worried that the defectors would tell the world what was really happening in his community. As Ryan prepared to leave Jonestown, tensions rose, and temple security attacked Ryan with a knife. Thankfully, Ryan was able to escape uninjured, but the attack was a preview of what lay ahead. Ryan and his group fled to a nearby airstrip to meet two planes scheduled to take them back to Georgetown. But before they were able to board, temple security opened fire on the group. Ryan, one temple defector, and 3 members of the media were killed. 11 more were injured. Back in Jonestown, things had taken a tragic turn. Jones called a meeting for all temple members. In audio recordings of the event, Jones is heard announcing that Congressman Ryan was dead.
The congressman's dead.
Then, Jones urged temple members to commit a revolutionary suicide to protest the conditions of an inhumane world. He believed the only way to win was choosing your own death. When members argued that the children deserved to live, Jones pushed back, stating they also deserved peace, and he believed the only way to give them peace was by killing them. Jones had temple members prepare vats of the flavored drink mix Flavor-Aid and laced it with cyanide. Then, when Jones asked family members to kill the elderly and children first, supporters can be heard cheering on the recording of the event. Adults used syringes to squirt the poisonous mixture into the mouths of children. Many willing adults drank from cups, and it appears that those who protested were either injected or shot. In total, 918 people died in the Jonestown murder-suicide. Tragically, 304 were children.
We didn't commit suicide. We committed an act of revolutionary suicide protesting the conditions of an inhumane world.
The term drinking the Kool-Aid refers to what happened in Jonestown. It describes a person so blinded by their beliefs that they'll harm themselves or others to uphold them. Now, I know this is an extreme example, and I hope that your beliefs are nowhere near as bad as the beliefs held by those in Jonestown. That said, even mild, irrational, or misguided beliefs can have a dramatic effect on your life. So this video is all about beliefs. In it, I'll explain what beliefs are, why they're important, and how you can develop the type of beliefs that can improve your life. Let's start by defining what a belief is. A belief is a feeling that something is true. But just because something feels true doesn't mean it is true. So for that reason, it's best to define 3 types of beliefs. The first type of beliefs are rational beliefs. Rational beliefs are true or most likely true and supported by fact and logic. The belief that 1 + 1 = 2 is an example of a rational belief. The second type of beliefs are irrational beliefs. Irrational beliefs are not true or most likely not true. They are typically based on false assumptions and are not supported by fact and logic. For example, a group of people known as flat earthers believe that the earth is flat. They think that NASA and the government created the round earth conspiracy for profit. And finally, the third type of beliefs are subjective beliefs. Subjective beliefs aren't true or false, but instead based on personal opinion. So for example, some people believe that pineapple is a suitable pizza topping, and other people do not. Now, for the context of this video, we'll focus on rational and irrational beliefs. Beliefs are important because they influence your behavior. Here's how. Every behavior is based on a prediction that is influenced by your beliefs. Let me explain. If you believe that the police watch a particular stretch of highway, that belief will cause you to predict that speeding will lead to a ticket. That prediction will then lead to the behavior of slowing down. When you have rational beliefs, this belief, prediction, behavior pattern works in your favor. And that's because rational beliefs lead to helpful predictions and behaviors. So if a young girl is falling behind in math class and has the rational belief that hard work pays off, then that's helpful because it influences her to study. Now, when you have irrational beliefs, this belief, prediction, behavior pattern works against you. And that's because irrational beliefs lead to harmful predictions and behaviors. So if this same girl has the irrational belief that girls are bad at math, then that's harmful because it influences her to give up. Thankfully, it's possible to change your beliefs, but before you do, you must fulfill 2 prerequisites. The first is commitment. When I was in my early 20s, I became a licensed personal trainer. And I didn't want to make a career out of personal training. I just loved working out and wanted to learn more about the topic. At the same time, I was also excited that I could help other people get in shape. So I offered to make anyone a training program for free. At first, I was shocked when most people refused my offer. I couldn't understand why somebody would not want to get in shape, especially when I was offering to help them. In the end, I learned an important lesson, and that is you can't help somebody if they don't want to help themselves. You see, it didn't matter how much free advice I offered. If a particular person didn't commit to getting in shape, then they wouldn't. This same lesson applies to your beliefs. Nobody can change your beliefs for you. So if you want to improve your life by changing your beliefs, you have to be committed to the process. And that's because changing your beliefs can be hard work. And if you aren't committed, then it's unlikely that you'll see it through. The second prerequisite is the ability to be realistic. Unrealistic people have a hard time changing their beliefs, and that's because they bounce from one irrational idea to another. In contrast, realistic people might start with an irrational belief, but their ability to be realistic allows them to eventually settle on a rational belief. Let me explain. Assume a person wants to lose weight and has the irrational belief that they can't because they don't know how. If this person is realistic, then their new belief might become, I currently don't know how to lose weight, but I can learn about diet and exercise. In contrast, if this person is unrealistic, then the belief that I can't lose weight because I don't know how becomes I'm not smart enough to learn about diet and exercise, which becomes I don't have the courage to ask for help, which becomes it's no use, I'll never lose weight. You see, if you want to change your beliefs, you have to have faith in yourself at some point. If not, you'll get swallowed up by an endless list of excuses. Work by psychologist Carol Dweck refers to these 2 states of mind as a fixed or growth mindset. Those with a fixed mindset are unrealistic about their abilities, don't believe in effort, and make excuses for their failures. In contrast, those with a growth mindset are realistic about their abilities, believe that hard work and effort pay off, and take responsibility for their failures. Ultimately, changing your beliefs begins with courage, and that's because nothing in life is certain or guaranteed. The truth is, the difference between success and failure is often the courage to try. Okay, here are 4 ideas that can help you change your beliefs and build a better life. Idea number 1 is gain some awareness. Beliefs are essentially mental habits, and similar to the way that physical habits promote habitual behavior, beliefs promote habitual patterns of thought. For example, if you're single and believe that all the good ones are taken, then seeing couples in public might promote the habitual thought of being alone. Habits are problematic because they occur primarily on a subconscious level. If you've ever driven somewhere familiar without remembering how you got there, then you understand what I'm talking about. This ability to do things without conscious thought is problematic when changing your beliefs. And that's because it's hard to stop doing something when you don't recognize that you're doing it. Knowing this, the first step in changing your beliefs is becoming aware of them, and you can do that with the following exercise. A few times per day, think about what you're doing and ask yourself what belief led to that behavior. This exercise might help you recognize that you play with your kids because you believe that quality time is important, or that you think you'll never get ahead in your career because you're a terrible public speaker. Idea number 2 is be realistic. Rational beliefs exist in a sweet spot between being irrationally negative and irrationally positive. Irrationally negative beliefs are delusionally pessimistic. I'm unlovable, people are evil, and I'll never be successful are examples of irrationally negative beliefs. When you have irrationally negative beliefs, you don't try to improve your life because you don't think it's possible. In contrast, irrationally positive beliefs are delusionally optimistic. I can do anything I set my mind to, I can always be happy, and I can make everybody like me are examples of irrationally positive beliefs. When you have irrationally positive beliefs, you can't improve your life because you lose the ability to be accountable, you can't learn from feedback, and you believe that you can never do wrong. Rational beliefs, on the other hand, are positive enough to keep you in the game, but not so positive that you lose your sense of reality. Let me explain all of this by using an example of a 65-year-old swimmer who wants to join a competitive swim team for the first time. If this person has irrationally negative beliefs, they might believe that they're too old to learn anything new, that people over the age of 60 shouldn't exercise, or that no swim team wants a 65-year-old swimmer. Now, if they have irrationally positive beliefs, they might believe that they'll have a naturally perfect swim stroke, that they'll be the fastest swimmer on the team in 3 months, and that they'll swim in the next Olympic Games. And finally, with rational beliefs, this person might believe that exercise is good for people of all ages, that many swim teams welcome 65-year-old swimmers, and while they won't swim in the Olympics, that with hard work and dedication, they might become a competitive age group swimmer. So to help you keep your beliefs realistic, you can examine them with the following question, and that is, do facts or logic support my belief? Now, if the answer to this question is no, then there's a good chance that your beliefs are irrational. Idea number 3 is ask if your beliefs are helpful. Sometimes irrational beliefs disguise themselves as rational beliefs. So let me give you an example. Let's say your spouse has given up on the marriage and has been having an affair for over a year. Yet because you believe in till death do us part and that divorce will ruin your children, you decide to remain unhappily married. Now, while these beliefs appear to be commendable on the surface, deep down they're causing you harm. You see, remaining in a loveless, argumentative marriage doesn't improve the quality of your life or your spouse's life, and raising your children in that type of environment isn't good for them either. You can avoid this problem by asking yourself a simple question, and that is, do my beliefs improve my life or the lives of those around me? And if the answer to that question is no, then your beliefs are likely irrational. And idea number 4 is get some experience. A lot of people form beliefs by making snap judgments, and that's because it's a lot easier and less time-consuming than getting first-hand experience. But snap judgments are problematic, and that's because they force you to make assumptions. So you might assume that a client is difficult because a coworker said so. Or you might believe that you're too old to start your own business because your friend started 20 years ago. You can overcome this problem by challenging your assumptions, and you can do that by getting first-hand experience. So you might decide to meet the client yourself to form your own opinion. Or you might decide to try to start your own business regardless of your age. What you might recognize is that with experience, you might discover that your original beliefs were wrong. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, it would be great if you could subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. Now, if you want more information like this, I highly recommend you check out my meditation app, Aware. I've linked to it below in the description. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.